Lead the way.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to My Other's Keeper. I have a new friend here. I've just been getting to know right next door here. What is the name you'd like to go by, sir?
I go by Rev Jay.
Rev Jay. All right.
Reverend J, Rev J, whatever.
Okay. Okay. I'm
My
assuming Rev
channel
Jay is
name
not your
is
given name, but that's okay.
no.
No,
Uh,
we
my
don't need
channel
to know.
name is Resident Revsecutioner,
Okay. Hi,
uh,
Daniel.
and the reason for that name is I previously did some moderating on some fairly large channels,
Ooh.
and I deal with trolls with extreme prejudice.
Oh,
I
hang
fi-
on. Where do I have my
and I find it fun to, you know, play games with them and
is it backward?
well, I don't have my glasses
Oh, it
on,
says
so
let's play whack-a-troll.
yes, I
Yes.
love that.
So
It,
it's a hand with a blue wrench, and of course
yes,
the troll.
yep, yep.
So yep.
um, I actually on one of the channels coined the term tromo.
Tromo.
Yes.
Okay.
And the meaning of the name of Tromo is a troll crossed with a certain type of person that hurts children.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can't say that name, but Tromo as far as I can go.
That works. That works. Indigo, nice to see you. How you doing, Hales? Crystal, very nice to see you. I'm so glad. Crystal is my most common denominator among everybody who goes along here. She's been my behind the scenes moderator more than anyone. But
Hello, Crystal.
I can't seem to make moderators work. I don't know, maybe you can teach us at some point. But
I'd be
Crystal is
glad
Lucky
to.
Diesel. Hales is Indigo Twin. So if I ever talk to Hales or to Crystal, those are the two I'm talking to.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see the chat, so
Oh, okay. Hang on.
or
Does that help you at all?
let me see if I
Or is it because you're not wearing glasses?
okay. I I switched it over to where I can see the chat, but I can't see the cameras. So if I look
Oh,
like a total goof, it's my phone.
hey, if you look like
So
a total goof, you're right at home. This is where we do goofy. We do goofy well. So,
okay,
yes.
awesome,
Yes.
awesome.
Crystal's known me since she was a little girl. She was 9 when we first met. So she can tell you I am a total goof. Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. That's great.
Yes. And yeah, Crystal is getting over a cold. She's been listening to her last week was like listening to a seal bark. It was pretty sad. I know.
I'm so sorry, Crystal, but I feel for you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So
Definitely indigo.
have you been have you been able to stay away from the cold flu epidemic that's been going around?
I actually have.
Good.
I have a pretty strong immune system,
Nice.
probably
Okay.
because I exposed myself to a lot. So,
Mm. Crystal, don't make me put orange juice through my nose. That's not fair. She says, "Arf, arf, arf." Yes. Anyway, so yeah. So you are fairly new to us, Rev.
yes.
Tell us a little about yourself. Tell us like your top 3 favorite movies. Let's start with that.
Uh, well, of course, top of the list would be Back to the Future.
Of course. Yeah.
Uh, I've seen the entire trilogy 148 times.
Dude, that's a little excessive, my friend.
And I've actually seen Back to the Future 1 on the big screen.
Nice. So did I. I am
Uh,
that old.
well, mine isn't necessarily that old. It's just a local theater ran a special
Oh,
showing, and I made
okay.
sure to get seats in the balcony.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I saw Back to the Future 1 in the theater as well, but when it happened. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, Next favorite, I would have to say probably The Crow.
Oh, that's a good one. Dark, but man, is it good.
It's a love story.
It is. It's a love story between a man and his mom. Like,
Nope.
no? Okay,
No.
tell me. It's a love story.
It's a story about Eric Draven and his wife Shelley, who were living in the projects, if you will, and this gang was taking over, and they celebrate Devil's Night, uh,
Mhm.
much similar to Detroit's Devil's Night, where they would burn the buildings the
Oh,
night
wow.
before Halloween.
Oh, wow.
And Eric and Shelley were violently murdered and everything else. And 1 year later, the
Mhm.
Crow brings Eric back. I wouldn't say to life, but back from the dead.
Okay.
And so that he can seek revenge and retribution
Got it.
upon those that took his life and his fiance's.
Mm.
And there is like a little girl who kind of adopted Eric and Shelley as family because her mother was under the influence of the gangs and stuff.
Mm. Mhm.
And so Eric helps reunite them, and it shows the connection between the kid and Eric. And then, big climactic fight scene with the big bad guy.
Mhm.
Uh, Eric's mortalized because they wounded his bird, which is the
Mhm.
source of his power. But
Mhm.
of course, he wins. But then, he at the end he rejoins his fiancee.
Mhm.
There's a necklace that's given to the little girl.
Okay. Okay. It has been
Um,
I don't think I've seen it since it came out.
and yes, Indigo definitely rest in peace, Brandon Lee.
Absolutely. Have you seen The Dragon with his
Uh,
dad the story of his dad?
I have not. That's on my to watch list.
It is really good. I saw it a couple years ago, and it just showed me how difficult a time he had integrating into American society from his home, right? And
Okay.
the amount that even though he was talented, he was smart, he was all of these things, but people never ever gave him a chance. So, I mean, just it to me, it's an immigration story. And Bruce Lee was just phenomenal. Wow, phenomenal.
He
But
was. He
yeah,
was.
but as an English as a subsequent language teacher, my brain goes to his immigrant experience. So it might mean something different to yourself than it does to me, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was an excellent movie. Really enjoyed it.
I'll have to check that out. Thank you.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, so your movie number 3, what would be your number 3 movie?
I mean, just so many to choose from that are excellent. We did Back to the Future. We did The Crow.
Mhm.
Um, for being cute, I'm gonna say batteries not included.
Ooh, wow, that's a throwback.
That
I
one
know
I
what you
actually
mean,
did
but I
see in
don't
the
know that I've
theater.
seen it.
I saw that one in the theater when it came out,
Yeah? Okay. I
and that
think you
was
and I are
cute.
probably similar ages. I'm 53.
Okay, I'm
So,
a little bit younger than you. I'm
okay, how old are you?
47.
47. Okay, so that's more than
Last
just
of
a
the
little
Gen
different.
Xers.
Kinda, yeah, right?
I mean, growing up, I did have a key to my house, and I
Oh,
let
yeah.
myself in and
Yep,
uh,
you drank
did
out of the
homework.
hose and you
Yes.
played in the street still dark and all of those good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But isn't it interesting how we all had the same experiences, but we didn't have any Wi-Fi. There was no social
Yep.
media to tell us how to do this stuff. We just did it.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. When I think now of social media, etcetera, for those of us who are old enough to remember times before social media, I think we use it more as a utility, whereas younger people tend to use it as life, right?
Well, we grew up knowing the difference. You know, we were the ones that got the 10 hours a month free AOL CDs.
Yep.
So, I
Yes.
mean, we knew what real life was before life became social media.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
There
Yeah.
is a difference.
There is a huge difference. And I have to say, using it as a utility, I really am grateful that we have it now because with Crystal, she and I reconnected a couple years ago over Facebook.
Nice.
And she's basically my little sister. You know, I
Yeah,
dated
that's
her older brother, and that didn't work out. Um, so I dropped the brother and kept the kid. She's 6 years younger than me, so she's your age.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but and she's right, and all the stupid things we did and live to tell about it.
Well, the thing that social media kids don't realize is like if we actually had like videos and stuff of what we
Mhm,
did back then,
mhm.
so many more of us would have felonies.
Oh, there are so many things, just so many things I could. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Mhm.
cop to those things. Uh,
There's no video, it didn't happen.
that's right. No photos, no video, no nothing. Nope, and, Crystal's right, thank goodness you dropped the brother. Yep, he ended up being, a bad guy, which is why I dropped him.
I
So,
gotcha.
yep. So many of us would be canceled. I'm glad my youth wasn't posted online. She's older than YouTube though, which came out in 2005. So, yeah, Hales is older than YouTube, but then, they're still not that old.
Right, right.
Hales, are you in your 30s, I seem to recall? I hope. She's yeah, sorry, they are 35. Yeah.
Okay, so their cribs probably had the AOL discs in them.
Mhm. Yep, yep. They're about the beginning-ish of the millennials, I guess. So,
Or-
yeah,
well, the millennials started, I think, in '82.
that late?
80 or
Yeah,
82. Yeah.
yeah, because they would have been turning 20-ish
on
or so, 18
2000.
to 20 at the turn of the
So
millennium.
the
Yeah.
35, that would probably be what, Gen Z?
Yes, I would have said Gen Z.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
Gen Y didn't really happen. I don't know what happened.
they skipped a generation.
Yeah. Generations, you have to wonder. They said, I still grew up in a decade where we went outside, read books, and where we couldn't make a phone call and run the internet at the same time. Yep. They were born in 90. So, yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Um,
You know, had I thought about it, Hales, I would have recalled that you were born in 90 because that's the year I graduated high school. Not that I feel old or anything.
well, Hales, do you remember bookmobiles coming to your school?
Mm-hmm.
Big giant buses that they filled with books, and you could check out two or three, whatever.
That was for places in cities where they didn't have like a school library, right?
Where the libraries were small and limited, yeah.
Mm.
The county library would gather a bunch of books, and um, like if you see the blood donation buses of today,
Yes, yeah.
think one of those, except instead of the beds and the offices and stuff, both sides are just lined with books, and then you go in the back, you look through, pick what you want, and then up front there's like a desk where the librarian would sit and you would check out the books.
Cool. And then you'd be able to keep them for a week or 2 weeks or similar to a
Something like
library?
that. Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
whenever they came back around again, you would swap books.
Yep. Uh, Hale says that they had a scholastic book fair, book buses, and also their libraries did summer reading programs. Yep. If we got to go to the
Oh,
bottom of the list, we earned a free book. Woo! Crystal
cool.
says that she was from a small town and the school library was extensive. It was. We also had a town library. Yeah. Where Crystal was from, I remember their school library being huge. And I was only in that town for a year, but no, they had a really good library. I'm
Awesome.
very fortunate. I've always gone to schools where there was a good size, like a good section. So
We
yeah.
had to go to like the county seat to get a good library, but ours wasn't bad. What
Mm-hmm.
we knew and what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hale says they can see books in their head like they are movies. I love to read. I was 8th grade reading level in 4th grade. Yeah, that's about, I would have to say I'm probably similar. Definitely. I think the first 2 weeks of grade 7, I read a book every day.
Wow.
And like, we're not talking huge books, but we're talking like an
You mean
Agatha
you didn't
Christie.
read War and Peace in a day? Disappointing.
No, Agatha Christie. So something not super long, but definitely had some meat to it and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Crystal says before she graduated in 96, their town library moved from a house to the old Sears store, which was quite large. Yes, it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I remember in probably elementary school, Rack's Restaurants had a thing where if you read so many books, you could earn free meals.
Nice. That would be a great program to be able to have something like that. I have a community coordinator. I need to write that down for. You continue on. I'm just going to write something down.
Okay. When I lean forward, I'm just trying to read. So nice, Hales. I read a lot of westerns. I read a lot of like Louis L'Amour. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, my what's his name? Justin Wilson. My dad got me his cookbook as a teenager, and one of the first recipes I wanted to try was making beer. Either way.
I have never in my life gained an appreciation for that beverage. Ugh. No, thank you. Yeah,
It's all
managed to
right.
get through the Silmarillion when they were 15, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I never have been able to wrap my brain around the language of the Silmarillion. It is so different from what my brain thinks in. And yet I have a talent for learning languages. Ironic much. But The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, oh, I
Love
remember
that.
reading through those. Yep.
Remember The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yep.
C.S.
Absolutely.
Lewis.
Yep.
That was some beautiful imagery
Oh,
written.
yeah. Oh, yes. I was listening to, I think it was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So book 1.
Okay.
I'm trying hang on, that wasn't book 1. Book 1 would have been The Magician's Nephew. Um, anyway, I was reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, listening to it, and I was doing a paint by numbers of a lion. And as an art, like, okay, I don't know if you've seen, I paint those kind of things. Like, let's see, that dude, and then those ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
As an artist, I can't just leave a picture alone. I have to change the colors. I have to change design somehow or whatever.
Hmm.
And yeah, so as I was painting the lion, it was just becoming this amazing. It just was gorgeous. It was a paint by numbers, but I couldn't leave it alone. And
Nice.
yeah, it is Aslan. That is what Aslan looks to me. Is
Right.
this painting? Excuse me. Crystal says my mother would read books to us after supper when we were young. She'd read as we'd get supper dishes cleared away. She read Little House on the Prairie books. Oh, yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, and Indy likes the water one. That's this one here. Is that the one you like? Yep. So, anyway, thank you. Appreciate that. Roots and Civil War era books complete with accents. Ooh, I never knew your mother was an actress. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's great when parents actually interact with their children and,
Yeah.
are able to get through and actually teach them stuff, teach them how
Yeah.
to be creative and
Yeah.
use their minds.
My cousin has a daughter, whose daughter is just 9 months old or something like that. But she loves just going and sitting in her daddy's lap, and daddy picks up a book and she'll just read the book, with daddy. And
Right.
that is, I think, one of the best ways to get intelligent children. They follow what mom and dad do. It's what they do, right? If mom and dad are in the bar all the time and kids are getting left at home with I need to quit playing with the bottom of my mic. If parents are not around for the children will grow up and be absentee parents, because they
Mm.
don't see that, as long as they don't see that as having been abusive. If they see that as
Well,
having been abusive, then chances are they'll flip the other direction.
hmm yeah, they say children their lives are pretty much written out in the first 7 years of what they experience.
Yep. Yep.
And they'll either gravitate towards that or they'll completely rebel against it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Indigo says they've read core memory that lasts when they learn to read. They took their Dr. Zeus books and read their parents a bedtime story. Yes.
Aww.
Core memory. When I learned to read, I took my Dr. Zeus books and read my parents a bedtime story. That's wonderful. I have a hard time putting first person into third person. My brain just, I may be just too tired. I don't know. But oh well. So tell me now, we know your favorite movies, your favorite books, since we're talking about books.
Tech service manuals.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Well, that would probably be my number two. Of course, I love the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be the number one. But,
Mm-hmm.
tech service manuals. When I do read, I like things that challenge my mind.
For sure. Yeah.
Because in the generation that says question everything, perhaps being a little dyslexic, whatever other labels you want to put on it, but my mind will focus on it on at least 3 different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And then like weigh everything out as I'm reading it. So,
right.
Now I've been a custom car and motorcycle builder for over 2.5 decades.
Ooh, do you happen to want a 71 Super Beetle?
No.
Oh, come on. It's in my backyard.
No, thank you.
It's a good little car. Anyway.
I'm sure it is, but the suspensions on them were quite unique, and I'd rather not deal with them.
Well, that's something my husband has, is the manual. I can't remember what brand of manual makes all of those different car.
Like Haynes or Chilton's.
Haynes, that's right. It's the Haynes manuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My most recent fun little project, besides my camper, has been I'm rebuilding at one of Honda's rarest and least desirable motorcycles.
Okay. Which one was that?
It is a 1976 Honda CB750 automatic.
Oh my. I've never heard of an automatic motorcycle.
Most bikes have clutches and stuff, and their shifting pattern is 1 down and then like 5 up or whatever.
Right.
On this particular bike, the shifting pattern all the way down is neutral. Then you have low and you have drive. There is no clutch.
Okay. That would be decidedly, the word I'm looking for is weird when it comes to driving a motorcycle. So, yeah.
Well, what Honda did was they took the torque converters from their cars, miniaturized them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they only made that one type of motorcycle with that?
They built quite a few varieties, like the 400, the 750. I think they did 550 or 500 as well. I'm not sure. But they're just really oddball cars or oddball bikes. And only a select few people have them because who in the world wants an ugly duckling, as it were?
Yes.
But this particular one, I got it, and over the span of 3 years, I've completely rewired the bike, and
Mm.
I've replaced over 75% of the original factory wiring harness.
Oh my. Okay.
And yet, when I looked at the diagram, I went cross-eyed.
Yeah. Diagrams rarely, they're not 3D enough for me. I have a hard time picturing where this line is supposed to go and that tube and this whatever. I don't have a talent for putting two-dimensional into three-dimensional, whether it's mechanical drawings, whether it is maps, um, housing layouts. I can't do
Mhm.
that. But
Uh,
some people
on this
just
particular
have this
one,
talent.
I actually sent it off to a friend, and he broke it down into like 10 pages.
Oh, wow.
And, and then I went off of those, translated it onto the bike, and
Mhm.
then made my own modifications.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah.
So, okay, your first favorite book is the Bible. Out of those 66 books, which are your top 3 favorites?
Um, I guess I definitely like Genesis,
Yep.
because of, to be a fly in the air and watch
Nice.
everything just come to be,
Just yep.
uh, speak it and it be there as
Yeah.
if it were.
Yeah.
Um, and then, New Testament, Matthew,
Mhm.
is a great book, uh,
Mhm.
and John would be my
Mhm.
favorite.
Okay, so for me, I have to agree with Genesis. Um, Psalms would be my next because there is so much meat in the Psalms. Whether you're happy, sad, angry at God, you need help, whatever, it's there. You want to yell and scream at God, read the Psalms. You're happy and joyful, read the Psalms. You don't know how you feel about yourself, Psalm 139. I mean, the Psalms have it all. And then for me, I think the book of Romans is probably one
Yeah,
of my favorites. Yeah.
nice,
When it comes to New Testament, Romans and Corinthians, the two Corinthians, I really enjoy both of those. So,
nice.
yeah. Yeah. So, favorite Psalms, Proverbs, and Hosea. Oh, yeah. Hosea. So, what do you remember about Hosea, Rev?
Uh, that one I'm just getting into, so I really can't talk
Okay.
too
Well,
much about
no, those little minor prophets, and they're not minor in their depth, they're minor in the book length.
it.
But a lot of those are very um Indigo lives by love is patient, love is kind, love does not judge. You know the rest. Yep, that's right.
Yes.
uh, but Hosea is a book about a prophet who was instructed to marry a prostitute.
Okay.
And it it is an amazing symbolism, marrying this prostitute and how God felt married to the Israelites, and then how then the Israelites were not his people, but he chose them, but then they became his people, and all of this kind of stuff. And it is a wonderful book. It is a beautiful book. I will absolutely agree with that there. Yeah.
I will check that out.
Yeah. And Micah chapter 6, verse 8, you know, oh man, what is good, but to live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. I love that. I love that little passage there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the minor prophets that have some good little tidbits, I guess. But it's hard to know them all. It really is. So yeah.
Why we should read daily or At least
Oh,
try to.
yeah. I was talking with somebody about Revelation and the end times and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I need to bone up on this. So I read it again yesterday. It's like, okay, it took me half an hour to an hour. I'm like, okay, that's all it took. That's not so bad. I can do that again. But
Mhm.
anyway, Revelation is a very interesting book on its own. It's a whole pile of imagery and allegory and a little bit of legitimate, this is what will happen. It's not generally a word for word kind of thing, in my opinion, and from what I've been taught. So
Right.
there are some people who do take it word for word for word, but I mean, that's a little tough to do.
Well, with 7 billion people on the planet with 7 billion different views,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Crystal was saying that she learned about Hosea when she was in Bible school, and it just spoke to me for what she was feeling inside at the time. And that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. No, did you ever have the opportunity to go to a Bible school or college at all?
No.
No? Okay. You joined the Marines. Tell
Yes,
us a little bit about your experience there.
well, I stayed stateside, didn't really do much, trained a bunch, but, after I got out is when I started traveling the country, and I learned about the different subcultures within the cultures of America.
Mhm.
I was really fortunate to, well, of course, I call Florida my home, and that's where I stayed up until for probably in the late 20s when I started traveling. But
Mhm.
I learned from each culture what their views were and
Mhm.
how they approached it.
Yeah.
And when I apply that to like my life and
Mhm.
the things I've been through, the way the Lord's carried me
Mhm.
every step,
Mhm.
that's that's been showing me and leading me to Him.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
when He eventually does call me home, I will know Him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell people. And hi, Chu. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Um,
Actually,
that's what I like to say is, y- you don't go to heaven because you're a good person. You and I know that.
right.
Too many people don't know that. Um, the only way to get to heaven is to be perfect. No human whatsoever can do that ever, ever at all, except Jesus. Um, and the only way for us to do it is to hold the hand of Jesus, and he will walk us through that little pinprick in a target the size of the universe. There's a pinprick that you have to go through.
Amen.
And we're not even talking as thick as a thumbtack. We're talking pinprick. And in order for us to get through that, we have to be holding the hand of Jesus because there's no other way. And
Well,
yeah,
Jesus did say, I am the way, the truth, and the light.
no man shall come to the Father but by me. And that's very specific. People, I have you ever seen the video or read the book 23 Minutes in Hell?
No.
That it is a YouTube video, and it is by a guy who, like John in the Spirit, goes to heaven off the Isle of Patmos, right?
Mhm.
He in the Spirit goes to hell, and
Mhm.
God blocks it from his mind that he is redeemed. God blocks it so that he could feel the helplessness, he could feel the hopelessness, feel the terror, and not have any inkling that he would ever get out of it. So just that's a video I would recommend. I'll send you a link to it.
Awesome.
Um, he goes through scripture so fast that I actually watched the video and slowed it down, like paused every time he said the scripture, wrote it down, and then I bought the book. And there's more than 150 something scriptures that he talks about. And he just pow out of it every time. So I looked each one of them up, and in context, they are correct. Every one of them. Every one of them. And so even if you don't believe his account of what happened to him or having been there, he says, don't believe me, believe the scripture, believe what the Bible says. That's where I want you to go. And a point that he made was, you could be the greatest human being alive, but if you went to Bill Gates's house and said, hi, I want to move in now because I've been a good guy, you really think you could do that? No, you have no relationship. You have no rights. You have no whatever. And how do you expect God to be any different? Right? You have no relationship. Why are you wanting to come into my house? And then people say that Christianity is narrow-minded. Well, no, it's not narrow, it's specific. How do you get to my house? Well, you have to go north of Florida, quite a few miles. You have to turn west, go another quite a few miles. And then so there's a general way, but then how do you get to my house? To my house, you have to go down this road. You have to turn this direction. You have to specifically do certain things. And that's the same thing about going to heaven.
Is believe Jesus is your savior. And
that's right. That's
why
right.
There's a stairway to heaven, but there's a highway to hell.
Exactly. Yep, you're right. So that's just, I those are two really big things that I picked up from this guy. Anyway, so I will send you a link to that. Actually, you know what? I am going to do that right now because it is so cool.
Well, don't expect me to pull it up during the live stream.
No, I will put it into the I'll put it into the description of this so that we can have it for future people, because people can't seem to get the chat. And
when I did lives previously on my channel, people couldn't see the chat afterwards. I heard it's like a settings thing, but I haven't looked into it.
Copy. There we go. Okay. So I will put that in the comments right now for anybody who wants to see it. But I will also put it into the description after, so people can watch it later on. I have been really enjoying delving into end times and eschatology and all of those other ologies and stuff like that. When it comes to, yes, you can select view chat after live stream and it will keep the visible once uploads after the live. Okay. So Indigo, do I do that in YouTube or do I do that in StreamYard? Sometimes it takes a day or two before the comments from the live chat can be seen. Oh, Crystal is also right. Okay. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of things like watching things about the end times. When the Middle East peace conference happened, my kind of did a flip, because that's one of those places in Revelations that says, there will be peace in the Middle East before this happens. It's like, alrighty then, that was the one prophecy I was waiting to come true before I started to panic.
Stock up on your refried beans.
That's right. Absolutely. So yeah, no, I've been researching a lot more and that kind of stuff. So it's been it, it has been a refreshing of my brain as to where things are going with that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, and just the mind wobbles when you think about everything that has to happen before the end of the world. And there's a lot of people who don't think anything matters by the end of the world, kind of thing, you know? I
Mhm.
feel bad for those people. I really do, you know?
And when I get asked, like, well, why am I a Christian and stuff,
Mhm.
it's like my answer to them would be, uh, I would rather live like there is a God and find out there isn't than to live like there isn't and find out there is.
Exactly. Yep. I can't remember who. Mm, it was a famous scientist who had that pinned on the inside of his jacket. And
Hmm.
it was, I can't remember what they called it. They called it his wager. If I could remember the name of the scientist, I would tell you. But anyway, it's whatever's wager. I'd rather live like there is a God and find out there isn't than live as if there isn't and find out that there is. And
Mhm.
you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah. On top of that, the hope that you have when you have Christ, when you have God, when you know that there is A, something bigger than you are, and B, something bigger than you are that loves you, you
Mhm.
know? Like that just,
Okay.
yeah, it just floors me.
And the
Yeah.
way he wants the best for you, and even through the worst of times,
Yep.
he won't leave you.
Yeah. See,
It
Crystal,
may take a few times to learn your lesson, but
little bit
you
of a hard head right here. I'll admit to that.
same here. I mean,
Yeah.
even the relationship I ended earlier this year,
Mhm.
it was a bad relationship, but
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
held on to it longer than I really should have. But
Yeah.
I
Well, we all want the best out of it, right?
we do.
And so we do
I
hang on, or
wanted
at
the
least
best
I
for
hang
her.
on, used to hang on longer. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was with her for nearly 12 years.
Wow.
But as far as the relationship goes, it was probably dead for the last four of it.
Mm.
And
Okay.
then it became physically abusive. And
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, so I had to walk away from that. And,
Yes. I'm glad you did. So glad you did.
but
Yeah.
that was just one of the things the Lord removed from my life that, because February 8th of last year, I got
Mhm.
one. He told me it was time to get clean off the
Mhm.
opiates after 7 years. So,
Wow. What got you into the opiates?
in 2009,
Mhm.
um, one thing was I had an impacted wisdom tooth, which
Ooh.
where
Yep.
it was growing sideways and pushing on the other teeth.
Yep.
And long story short, I ended up having a deep bone extraction surgery and the rest of them taken out while I was awake.
No, thank you. I
No
had all
anesthesia.
4 taken out at the same time, but I
Hmm.
was put under. There's no way I was staying awake for that.
I was awake during it. And then I think that was in January 2009. And
Mhm.
then in October, um, I conveniently found a shortcut out of a tree from well over 30 feet up.
Ooh, my friend. Youch. Oh my goodness. How did you get up that high, first of all?
I climbed the way
Uh-huh. What
anybody
kind of
else
tree?
would. Huh?
What kind of tree?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking palm is the only thing I can think of that would be that tall.
Wasn't a palm tree. Palm trees are very thin and not easy.
Flexible.
Yeah, it was,
Manipulative.
might have been an oak or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Indigo says, ow, both the teeth, but been there, but was under. Yeah. And the tree. Both the teeth and the tree. Ow, for sure. Um,
When I hit the ground, see, I live in the middle of the forest, and we're somewhat prone to sinkholes. And so when I hit the ground, I hit so hard. There were people coming out of the trailers, like 3 trailers down,
oh.
because they felt their trailer shake.
Oh. Wow, you hit it. Holy moly. Okay, so you went on some pain medications, I imagine.
Um, I mean, I did a little at first, but then I got off of them. But
Mhm.
as time has progressed, I do have nerve damage in my back, and I'm an incomplete paraplegic,
Oh.
which basically means the nerves in my legs are essentially dead. They don't receive communication from the brain, but
Okay.
somehow I'm still able to walk.
Hmm. Wonder how that might have happened.
Uh,
Interesting.
well, yeah, I just chalk it up to I'm just too dapper and stubborn to quit. uh,
Yep.
Obviously, I'm not going on any more 10-mile ruck marches or
No, for sure.
anything like that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I just don't want to quit. So
That's awesome.
as the damage built up, then the pain became more and more. And that's when I finally went to the doctor, and
Mhm.
it was on from there. And
Mhm.
I think at the worst, I was taking upwards of 30 pills a day.
Ooh, wow.
I popped
Oh,
four or five of them at a time, multiple times a day, like it was nothing.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. I do understand that.
And
Getting
yes,
off
I
of it,
cold turkey.
I was gonna ask how did that go?
Um, I have utmost respect for anybody that can survive it.
Mhm.
Opioids is one of the things that I strongly recommend medically assisted treatment for,
Oh,
because
yeah.
because the withdrawals can literally kill you.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I know what it is to literally not be able to get out of bed, and just your whole body hurting and fighting yourself.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
sweats. You can't eat. You can't keep anything down. Literally begging to die, to
That's
end the
awful.
pain.
That's awful. I am so grateful that you got through that and that I had this chance to meet you.
Thank
This
you. It's taken a lot to get where I am, and I'm still not where I want to be.
Mhm.
I have 47 years of abuse and trauma to sort through,
Mhm. Yep.
and some of the worst kind that cannot be described. Uh,
Yeah.
so, but the Lord's been with me all the way, and this year has been a strange year, but a transformative year, because I can feel things getting better. I can feel the
Awesome.
light burning around. Uh, you know,
Yes.
uh, People say keep holding on one more day.
Mhm.
Never know what tomorrow will bring.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
I got rid of the opioids. Um, I still enjoy cannabis.
Oh, no.
No, the reason for that is it helps me see the beauty in an otherwise very ugly world.
Yep. No, I get that. I
So,
see cannabis use, if it's done responsibly, the same as a social drink, right?
okay. Hmm.
If you're an alcoholic, stay away from it. If you're an addict of it, stay away from it. But if you can handle a little bit at a time and it just helps you get through, or whatever you're using it for, go for it. I mean, you
Well,
know,
I used it under a doctor's supervision and care. So,
nice. Okay. And Crystal wants to know, how's your pain now that you're off all the drugs?
um, it's how do I say it's more intense, but it's mentally manageable.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing about the opioids is, yes, it did take away the pain, but it took away the feelings. Too.
Mm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
imagine being in a world where you cannot feel happy, you cannot feel sad, you cannot feel pain, you can't feel love, you can't feel because the opioids covered that, or it did with me, my personal experience.
And for me, I grew up in a really toxic house. And when my parents finally split up, I was about 16 years old. And I decided that crying just was not going to happen. I was done with that. But then I couldn't laugh either. And I couldn't feel joy. And I didn't feel pain. So, exactly what you're talking about, I did that without the opioids. But I know what you're talking about, that emotional death right there.
It's a disassociation.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
You're
And
living, but you're not yourself.
no. And Hales is exactly right. Cannabis is a great medical pain reliever. Things
Yes,
in moderation is okay until you can't
exactly.
take it in moderation anymore, and you always have to take it to excess, and then just you gotta quit because
No,
moderation doesn't happen.
I'm I could I smoke every day, but I remain functional with it. So,
Exactly, and that's perfectly fine. It's like taking, if you were on an opioid, you
mhm,
can be dependent on it without being addicted to it. Addicted
mhm.
means you cannot stop taking, in that you will always increase. Whereas taking it the way it is medically said, you can be completely dependent on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Indigo remembers after their thyroid, they gave me an opioid painkiller. Luckily, I spoke to my doctor when I realized I was misusing it. Yes, but it scared me because I got addicted to not feeling the pain. They have chronic pain. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, mine is chronic too,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah, yeah. I have both. Crystal and I also have chronic pain.
Mhm.
Mine, I think, is probably to the least extent of everybody on this particular chat today. But I do know that, yeah, I don't live in anything under a level 3 pain. I can always just close my eyes and say, okay, where is it? Oh, there it is. Yes, my old friend. Just, yeah.
Yeah, good old Arthur paying
Yeah,
you a
that's right.
visit.
Yes, that's right. I love Arthur, Mr. Itis. Yeah, that's
He hopped from joint to joint to joint.
oh, you've got a great sense of humor. I love it.
I'm learning to love myself again.
Oh,
And
that's
that I would say is my biggest accomplishment, and that's been within the past maybe 3 months or so.
okay. That is excellent. That is excellent. When's the last time you read Psalm 139?
Uh, a while.
Okay.
Um,
I want you to do me a favor.
mm,
Read that one every night before you go to bed for the next 2 weeks and tell me what happens.
okay.
Okay?
Mm,
Psalm 139.
okay. Um,
Okay?
yeah. Write a note.
Mhm. That psalm basically tells David how God feels about him. And
Oh,
that's the
okay.
one where it says, I love you for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, so most people will know that verse. Um, or I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. But that section, that psalm in particular, just if you can sit there and you can internalize what that psalm says and each of those verses, just think about each verse as you're reading it.
Okay.
It talks about God thinking about you more than the number of grains of sand on the earth. And that's not talking about the number of grains of sand on a beach or in a desert. That's the whole earth. That's a lot of sand, right? And God
Yeah.
thinks about us more than that each day,
Isn't that wonderful?
isn't it? Like when I read that particular psalm, oh, Footsteps in the Sand is another excellent poem. Oh,
Yes.
yes, absolutely. Crystal says, "My uncle Arthur came to visit and won't leave, but this one is not my mother's brother, Arthur." Yeah, no, Arthuritis, Mr. Arthuritis came to visit Crystal and won't leave, just won't. Um, but yeah, no, just the knowing how much you are loved and how passionately you're loved.
Agape love. Yes.
Agape love, absolutely, absolutely. Right now, our pastor is going through the 4 or 5 different loves.
Mm,
Um, agape, phileo, uh, eros. And there's one that starts with an S. I can't remember what. I can never remember what that one is. Anyway, but yeah, the different types of love, and just his take on it is so interesting. I've been going to church since I was like this big. Okay, maybe a little bigger than that. But I've been going to church for a very, very long time. And I can
mm,
honestly say for a while, I thought I had heard every sermon ever written, ever by anybody. And charity, yes, that's another love. Um, but this guy's take and application of the different loves, the different types of love,
mhm.
um, is just really interesting to listen to and to think about. And um, I could also send you a link to our church services. Do you attend a church on a regular basis?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Neither do I. I'm a member of a church, but I don't actually go to the church. I
Okay.
watch the services from home. It's
Okay.
just something that I've been doing for a few years now, and a large part of it is because I fall asleep.
Makes
So,
sense.
yeah,
No,
it's
like,
embarrassing to fall asleep in the pews, you know, so
well, I used to host Christmas services from the most explosive church on YouTube.
Oh, okay. The most explosive church on YouTube. What's that one?
um, well, for 4th of July and New Year's, I would sell fireworks
Ah,
and I would do Christmas services from my fireworks tent.
oh, okay, cool.
So it was quite literally the most explosive church on YouTube.
Yep.
I mean, $65,000 worth of fireworks. Well, a
Oh
nice
my
little
word.
show.
Wow.
Hmm.
I can't imagine the amount of fireworks that would be. Totally cannot like I cannot even picture what that would look like.
um, well, imagine setting up a 40 by 40 tent with it and breaking it down. It's actually quite fun, but there's a mental game to it because, like, we're out there for a week and a half
Mhm.
before the event, and the first uh, the first week of it, you'll wonder why you're even there, why you're even open, because you will literally have day after day where you're lucky if one or two people even come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a part of the game. You have to be mentally tough. But
Mhm.
the impact comes on the last 2 days in
Mm.
in which you make over half of your check in two
Mm.
days.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
myself I've sold over $40,000 in 2 weeks, say, which means I'm experienced in selling over $20,000 in fireworks in one day or 2 days.
Zoinks. Holy moly.
And keeping all the books accurate, keeping shrinkage down because
Yeah.
anything stolen is
Oh,
out of
yeah.
your
Comes
track.
right out of your check. Yep.
So you got to
Oh,
have absolute faith in your crew and
yep.
be able to make the decisions on the fly.
Yep. Yep.
Last event, I let go a $120 order. I forget what it was, but
Oh,
it
no.
it rang up in the computer a different way than what it should have. But
Oh, no.
because I had to make a decision, I was actually out and I was walking into the situation. I just made the
Right.
call. Let him go. We won't worry about it. We'll deal with it at the end.
Right.
So it came
Um,
out of my pocket, but you
mhm.
know, when
Yep.
I'm not really concerned because, like, on my average, for $40,000 is a drawer difference of less than $3.
Ooh, nice. That's impressive. I have to no, seriously, like, that's impressive. Wow. Okay. You're good. So we are going to leave on a good high note. But I will be having you back because you've got lots of fascinating stuff to talk about. We're gonna have to get together on just on chat and
Okay.
talk about okay, now that we've gotten to know you a little bit, we've seen your face, we love the beard, all of that stuff. Yep.
Thank you.
But yeah, what can we talk about? If anybody has any ideas of anything particular they want to ask you about,
Yeah,
go
and
for it. If there's
ask
anything you
me
want
any
to ask me about,
questions.
go for it. But
Um,
yeah,
Sounds good.
thank you so much for being here tonight, sir. This
Thank you
is
for having me.
it's been wonderful. I like getting to
Likewise.
know you. You're a good guy.
Thank you so much, Kim. And you and your community are absolutely amazing. This is the best welcoming into a community I've ever had, and I'm
Oh,
very humbled. Thank
I
you.
am so grateful. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for coming, sir. So, everybody, have a great night. I am going to go say hello to my husband who shot a deer today.
Woohoo! Fresh
Woohoo!
venison.
Yes. Yes, meat for the winter. Love it. So,
Stock it up
don't
while
go
you
hunting
can.
yet, but yep, that's right. You do what you can. All righty. I will talk to y'all later. I love you and have a wonderful night. Good night.
Don't come with scars. dreams. In this circle, we're more than what we seem. No judgment here, just voices to be heard. Through laughter, through the tears, we find